Samp&Chance, are you ready?
Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Samp&Chance Wrestling. I'm your host, Bobby Sampson, joined as always, my man with the master plan, Mr. Chance Michaels. Mr. Michaels, how are you, buddy?
Doing pretty good. Yourself?
Can't complain. Another journey around the sun, I guess, is complete as we start the next one. You're next, my friend. So, yeah, man, everything is good. Can't complain. A little bit of cake, a little bit of unhealthy snacks. If you want to, just
Well,
it was
okay,
good.
man.
No, once in a while.
Yeah,
Once in a while. But you know what I found, Chance?
What's that?
I can't eat that anymore. Like I can, but it tastes good going down. But I just think because of some of the components, I can't handle it anymore. Because I've cut a lot of that out. So
Good though.
no, it's fun. It's fun. It's fun to eat the food, but sometimes that's not fun when it's saying goodbye after the party.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You gotta enjoy yourself.
Yeah. But it's all good. But listen, we have AEW Dynasty coming to Vancouver. PLE coming to Vancouver from a different wrestling company. I don't know outside of the WWE. I guess it was WCW in 98 or the early 2000s when we had another company here run a major show. Pretty cool, huh?
Well, we've had TNA come here, but they just came to Abbotsford. They didn't go into Vancouver, so we've had a couple. But in Vancouver itself, no. This is
well,
AEW came here. They were here last year.
No. But I mean, like, WWE's been here as well. But I'm talking like a PLE or something big of magnitude. You know what I mean? They came and did Collision when Collision was still in its infancy and people weren't really watching it. I mean, people still aren't really watching it, but it was what it was. But they got the big show here now.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'm going with my kid. I got it for him for Christmas. What do you want? I won't go unless it's my own wrestling show. See it, but I won't go to any wrestling show without my kid anymore. Not WWE, not AEW, because both of those products I don't think deserve my money, but my kid wants to go, so that's different. But I wouldn't go if my kid wasn't going.
Well, I mean, unfortunately for me, I am unable to go, so I'm going to be relying on you, my buddy, my brother, to kind of let us know what's what and whatnot. I'd like to go because I've never been to one of these shows, but
I've never been to AEW yet either. My kid went last year. He said it was pretty good. He said it was live wise. He said he's only 10, but he says the live show is as good as WWE's because WWE has a lot of in between delays and stuff. And Tony Khan keeps the show flowing fast. It's one thing I got to give him credit for. So for the kids with short attention spans, they like the next match coming up. They're long matches. So that's kind of what he told me.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was looking at this card, Chance. Honestly, man, it's not as loaded as I thought it would be. But then again, we still have 2 shows to go. And in Tony Khan fashion, I'm expecting at least 5 more matches to be added to this card.
Speaking of Tony Khan, and I'm glad you brought it up because I was going to bring it up soon. He's going on Coach and Bro today at 1:30. So there's definitely something brewing with Tony and Vince. And I mean, Vince Russo's been destroying this guy in Triple H for the last couple of years. He's just telling the truth. Nothing personally. He said they're not creative guys. They're not. I don't think anybody argue that. But for Tony Khan to come on the Coach and Bro show, and the thing about Coach and Bro, very knowledgeable guys. They're not going to let you dance around a question. So sometimes you'll see Tony Khan in these interviews. You'll ask him about something. He'll dance around the question and then go on around about 3 other things. Coach and Bro are going to bring him back to the original question, whatever that may be, and kind of try to keep him in line. So I'm looking forward to that 1:30 today live on YouTube, Coach and Bro, Tony Khan. It's going to be a good one.
All right, cool. Make sure to check that out. I'm sure you will, Chance. All right. Okay, so let's look at this card that we have anyways. Right now, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches, man, right now for the whole card.
Well, like you said, there's 2 more shows coming up. So they're gonna
I know. But it just like this is where it gets bad with AEW for me because if there's only 5 matches on here and you're going to get 9 to 10, you're giving us the rest of the card the week of, like, you know what I mean? Like, where's the build up? Where's the stories?
Right? We said WrestleMania. We just
no.
A week ago, we just got Logan Paul last night, right?
But we complain. Everyone complains about WWE and everything else like that. Well, AEW is doing the exact same thing.
I agree. I totally agree.
I'm not trying to be argumentative. I'm just trying to point out the same people who complain about WWE are praising this. Based on how it's,
I complain about them both. They're both pretty bad.
I appreciate that, but I'm talking about the majority.
No, you're right. I agree.
Right. So I just want to make a point of that. I'm nothing against either company. They're doing what they do, but it's like you say, if we're calling a spade, this is
Yeah,
fucking the blackest of the black spades.
yeah, I agree.
Right? In terms of that. All right, but anyways, let's look at the card. Okay, let's start
Yeah.
with the main event: MJF versus Kenny Omega. I believe this is going to be a good match. Okay, Kenny is always good for one solid match a month now, in my opinion. I think for Kenny Omega going forward, I don't think he wins. I think going forward, though, you're going to probably see him more in tag teams and stuff like that to kind of keep the wear and tear down on him because the guy's beaten up, man. Like he's really
Mhm.
like he's we talked about this on the professor show, Professor and the Samp yesterday a little bit, and 1 year in Japan is like 2 years in North America in terms of what you put your body through, in terms of how hard they go and everything. So MGF wins, I think. It should be a good match, kind of a filler match in my opinion, in the sense that waiting for what direction each guy's going to go into. But what do you think of this matchup, man?
Well, I think
It'll be
because I
fun.
think the only reason Kenny Omega is in this match is because he's Canadian. So that's what Tony Khan's doing. Nobody else is going to say that like as bluntly as I will. But I don't think anybody else has said that. But I'm telling you why he's in the main event. It's Canadian. What Tony Khan is doing, it's not a sellout, but they've got like 85% of the tickets sold. So he figures Kenny Omega's from Winnipeg. He's not from Vancouver. But you know what? He is Canadian. Crowd's going to go crazy for him when he walks out there. So the only reason he's in this match is because he's Canadian, which is smart booking. We want to see a Canadian in the main event. Well, give us Kenny Omega, which is he's still a good wrestler. He's
Oh, he's
obviously not what
solid,
he used to
man.
be, but he's
Guy's
not what he
solid.
used to be. But he's got zero character and zero mic skills. But in the ring, he's pretty good. So he's against MGF because he's Canadian. He's going to get a big pop. MGF is going to win. It'll be a good match. But the only reason they do in this match, if it wasn't in Vancouver, you wouldn't be seeing this feud at all.
I don't know. I think you would because it's a filler thing, right? Like, I mean, okay, the logical match to make here, in my opinion, would have been Omega versus Swerve. That's unfinished business, right? The way
Yeah,
that Swerve,
this is a pay per view first ever in Vancouver. He
no, I
wants to
get
get as
that.
many people, so it's
I
he's
get
Canadian. You
that.
got to do it.
I get that, but you could still have them on the card and have it make sense for the storylines. This is
It
out of
wouldn't be as,
nowhere.
but it's not the same though. When you put the Canadian on the main event,
Yeah, but
that's
this
main
is
event
this,
sell the show.
but dude, this match is out of nowhere. Where's the story? Like, I get
There
it. They
is no
have,
story. It's
but
just he's
that's what I'm
Canadian. That's
saying.
it.
That's just
I
stupid.
agree. Well, I'm
It
not
makes no
debating that. I'm not
sense.
saying there's a
Yeah,
story.
yeah,
Tony
yeah, yeah,
Khan
yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
write
yeah.
stories. He's in
Yeah.
there because he's a Canadian.
Okay.
That's all it is.
Anyways,
Yeah,
I think that's the theme of the show here.
yeah.
But
I'm
this
fine with
one,
that. It's not. I don't
no,
have no
no.
problem with
But
that.
this next match, I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
bring up makes sense because there's
Mm-hmm.
story there. It's being built up, and I'm talking FTR versus Edge, or Hope and Cage,
Mm-hmm.
aka Edge and Christian. I
Yeah,
got to tell you right now, man, Christian's work is off the charts, man. He is
yeah.
so
He's
good right now,
the
and
best he's
and
ever done.
him and Christian, him and Edge right now are so good together. Like they're older, obviously, but man, they're fluid. Just I love that grumpy old man kind of trying so hard to be mean, but underneath, right? And
Yeah,
Edge
Tony
kind of
Khan's giving
come
the.
on.
You can tell that Tony Khan respects and trusts him because you can tell Tony Khan ain't writing this stuff because he's not creative. So you can tell this all Edge and Christian writing their own stuff, and they're doing a great job. This is probably the
No,
best work I've ever seen Christian do, character
no,
wise.
character wise, absolutely.
Crowd's gonna go crazy for this one too. Two Canadian guys are gonna go nuts for Edge and
They'll probably
Christian.
go more crazy for these two than the main event.
Well, because Edge and Christian are more established stars than Kenny Omega. A lot of
Exactly,
people don't know who he
exactly,
is.
exactly. So this should be a fun match. I'm really looking forward to this one, man.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably the highlight of the night for me because I know these four guys can work together. I know these
Mm-hmm.
guys have chemistry. Uh, Dax, and Wheeler look after Edge's kids. They all live in North Carolina, right? So they're close. Um, a bit of an Easter egg. Remember when he was feuding with Randy
Mm-hmm.
and Randy went to Edge's house,
Yeah, I remember that.
right? Remember that segment? The guy that he was calling was Wheeler.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was calling him saying, "Hey, can you go check out my house?" Sort of a deal,
Oh, okay.
right? But these two were in the company at the time, but it was just that connection, that closeness,
Yeah.
right? Like when Edge came back, he trained with these guys. Like they got him ready for the matches and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, another match kind of put together. Unfortunately, AEW Women's World Championship, Thekla is going up against Jamie Hayter. I'm sure they're going to put on a great match, but to be completely honest, I don't know where it's coming from. And here's the thing, dude. I'm only
Mm-hmm.
saying this because I'm watching AEW now. Like,
Mm-hmm.
not to say that I didn't, but I'm actually tuning in on Wednesdays, watching it, and I don't know what I'm missing here.
So, like I say about Tony Khan, to understand AEW, you have
I
to
know what you're saying. Yeah,
understand Tony Khan. So Tony Khan doesn't write storylines. He doesn't build characters. He admits that, but he won't quite say it in them words. He's all about matches and 5-star buzz. So for him, he'll put two girls together, two guys together that will pop, have a cracker of a match, and there's no story behind it. That's how he works. It's silly to me, but that's what this guy does.
but it just kind of ties into what Punk has said in the past, and other people that have left the company said that he's not about making money. He's all about just making matches and
Because
moments.
he's a billionaire himself, and his
Well,
dad
that's
is
it. Well,
a
that's the problem, right? So how can AEW ever get over that hump and actually challenge with all the issues going on in WWE
I
as
think
we
he's
get to
cooking
it?
something. I think if he cooks up with Vince Russo, they're going to be a thorn in WWE's
Well,
side,
Vince has
man.
no money. Like, with all
Doesn't
due
need the
respect,
money.
no, I guess
Doesn't
he's
need
got the
money. Tony
ideas and
Khan's got the
everything,
money. That's what I mean. If Tony teams up with Vince Russo,
but I don't
they
know
will
if.
be a thorn.
Let's see what they do. Maybe there's something brewing there, and hey, why not? Let's
They
bring
are.
it.
It's
We
something
need
brewing.
something, right? All
Mm.
right, let's move on. And this match actually has substance. Okay, it
Yeah.
didn't make sense in the beginning because of the injury angle and all that, and because it doesn't help that John Moxley became a face in the time that he was injured.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a receipt match,
Mm-hmm.
basically, right? You got Will Ospreay taking on John Moxley for the AEW Continental Championship, and honestly, this is a receipt match, literally, because it was Moxley and the Death Riders that beat up Ospreay to get him off scene, off TV, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ospreay comes back. Well, the guy that you're going after is now beloved. Everyone likes him.
Yeah.
So he's getting his receipt here for that attack. Very similar to when the Usos took out Randy Orton, right? When Randy actually finally came back, Usos were like, faces.
Mm-hmm.
So this match makes sense. Your thoughts
It's
on
going to
it?
be is Osprey's like, yeah, this probably be the match. Who knows? You never know what the match tonight can be, right? Sometimes, but I think this will probably be the match because Osprey hasn't been on pay per view for a while. He's never, I don't know if he's ever wrestled in Vancouver before, so he's going to come out here and he's going to want to steal the show. And Moxley's going to give you what he's going to give you. We're hardworking, journeyman kind of guy, blue collar kind of dude,
Yeah, yeah.
lunch bucket guy, and this is going to be a.
Well, I
Crowd's
think
gonna go crazy for Osprey when he comes out there.
I think Osprey might win. Osprey might just win this
Probably.
match. Well,
He just came back. You got to get the buzz on him again.
well,
So I don't see why not.
and Moxley's been waiting to have some time off for 3 years now. Every time he's about to go off, someone gets injured. Okay. Most recently, thank you, myself for remembering. So, Kyle Fletcher is now injured and on the shelf for a long period of time.
Yes.
Messed up his meniscus. So another one down, right? So what happens with that belt? And this is the one thing I don't care for with Tony that he does. I'm seriously, it sounds like I'm bashing on the guy. I'm not. I really am not. I don't like interim titles. We have enough of them in boxing.
Yeah.
We don't need interim titles in wrestling, So
No, I agree.
so
AEW has too many titles. There's just too many titles.
So I'm almost wondering, based on his injury, if he's out for a long time, are we going to see a tournament for his first TNT title? And again, remember, Ciampa, nowhere to be seen, nowhere to be heard from. You know what I mean?
He's a Royce Keys. He's the same thing with Royce Keys. They
Well, you
come
can say
back
the
and
same with
nothing
Royce. Yeah, right. But Royce only made one appearance. He hasn't come back since. So I'm still holding out to see what they're going to do with this guy, right? But with unfortunately with Ciampa, they gave him a title, they gave him a big push, and then they just put him in a dark room.
Maybe it pissed him off backstage. We don't know. Maybe he's being a jerk backstage. I don't know what happened, but it's just I'm not surprised. I mean, but Ospreay's he's gonna win this belt. He's back. He's one of the biggest stars. Put the strap on him.
I have one request from you.
What's that?
When you go, let me know how much the Ospreay soccer jersey is, or a T-shirt, because I'd probably ask you to grab me one of those.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Right, I want one of those rub shirts. It looks cool, right? Yeah. Awesome. Okay, thank you. Here we go. So far, this is the last match on the card. I'm not saying it's the last match in the running order, but so far, this is what we have. We have Darby Allin, Mr. Mount Everest himself, taking on Andrade El Idolo. If Allin wins, he gets a future AEW World Title match.
So we know Allin's winning just by that stipulation itself.
But
that's going to be a good match, though, because you know what? Andrade, does he have much character? Not really. But he's been working since he came back from WWE. He's been working his butt off. I actually think he's one of the hardest. Him and Pac are two of the
Honestly,
hardest workers in AEW right now.
I think the match, like everything he said, is fine. I agree with that
Mm.
completely. But in my opinion, I feel that it should be the other way. If Andrade wins, he should get a title match. How many more title matches are you going to give to Darby Allin? Like I hate
Tony
to
just
say
loves
it.
the way he flies around and
Look,
puts his body on the line.
I look at Darby Allin the way you look at Sami Zayn,
Oh, I'm not saying I'm a fan
right?
of the guy. He's
Right?
gonna win.
That's
Yeah.
all I'm saying. It's like, how many more times are you going to give this guy? Like,
I
athlete.
have a hard time watching Darby Allin and Sami Zayn because I'm going to be looking around the crowd and seeing a bunch of dads, and all of us can beat the crap out of Darby Allin. So how do you expect us to believe in this guy? That's my problem with him. Does he fly around? Is he dangerous? Is he exciting? Sure, he is. He's a daredevil. He does things that most people won't do in wrestling. I give him props for that. But for us to believe he's a tough guy, he weighs 130 pounds. Like there's women in the audience bigger than the guy. I mean, no offense, but geez.
Well,
It'll be an entertaining match. He's gonna do something crazy. Like I don't know what he's gonna
well,
do.
they're going to do stupid stuff. I mean, it's going to be
Yeah.
fun. I get it, right? From the entertainment standpoint. Look, all these matches are going to be entertaining. Okay. I know that Darby and Andrade are going to give us everything. I know Moxley and Ospreay are going to give everything.
Omega
right?
and MJF too.
Right?
Well,
MJF and Kenny, they all are, right? I mean, probably the only match.
We gotta talk about one thing, and I'm actually happy, and I'm a huge fan of the guy as a wrestler, and I'm a huge fan of what he does outside of wrestling. He's very smart. He's got a great podcast. He's got 2 good bands. Talking about Chris Jericho signing back to AEW, I think it was a smart move for him. I think he sat around. I think he read the room. I think he realized he went to WWE. He'd probably get, I don't know, maybe he doesn't want to work on Triple H. I don't know the reasoning, but I'm actually glad he went back to
WWE wanted him.
It shows that he likes AEW. It gives him a little more credibility that Jericho didn't just jump ship, because everybody will go on these podcasts and tell you they got to come home. Why do you have to come home to WWE? Jericho's got so much money; he doesn't need to come back for the money. He wants to have fun, do what he wants, and I guess he figured AEW is a better fit for him, and good for him for doing that. I'm proud of him for not caving to the masses and running back.
First thing I noticed about Jericho when he came out was how cut he was. Like he's lost.
Great shape.
He's looking really, really good. Aesthetically, he's looking really, really good. Can he move?
Yep.
We'll find out. But in terms of him re-signing, it makes sense from the sense that he has all the freedom he wants. Mm-hmm. He can do whatever he wants there. And why would you want to give that up, right? Like you said, money's not an issue.
No.
He's got projects outside of the ring. He's consistently busy. I don't know if he would be able to do what he's able to do if he were to go back home, so to speak. But I understand that WWE wanted him back for a retirement tour, right?
Mm-hmm.
They wanted him back as a final run and then have him retire and then go into the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
That probably right there is why he didn't come back, is because he doesn't want to retire. He doesn't want a retirement tour. He's not there yet.
Looks good. Like you said, man. He looks great.
He looks amazing. Awesome. First thing I noticed, because he was a little soft in the midsection.
When he came back the first time, he was, yeah.
Right. But this time around, he's completely shredded. Now, time will tell what his body can handle, right? Aesthetically, you can look great aesthetically.
We don't need Chris Jericho to rule a full-time schedule. Just give him a couple matches a year. Let him come out. That's all we need.
Yeah. No, that's what you need. But what's he going to do, right? So we'll find out.
Put some young guys over. Give us the thing about Jericho. He brings entertainment. AEW lacks in entertainment. At least he's got entertainment.
His promo was very similar to when he came back to WWE. One of those times, okay? He came into the ring. He was like, "Yeah, come on." That's about it. Everyone's waiting for him to cut a promo. He didn't say shit, and then he did the exact same thing on this show.
Yeah, I don't listen to his wrestling podcast stuff, but when he has a music guest on that I like, Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, he's a highly, highly intelligent man, Jericho. Very well researched and very bright.
Absolutely. Big fan of him. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, listen, let's go north now. Okay.
Yeah.
WrestleMania is in 2 weeks. Things are moving now. I'm looking forward to the show. Have your criticisms, that's fine. I have mine as well, but I'm looking forward to the show as I am looking forward to Dynasty, people. Okay. I'm looking forward to both shows here, but here's the thing that I'm finding interesting now. The cracks in the overall armor of this entity are starting to emerge, in my opinion. Okay. What we saw Friday night was the most, I don't, Pat McAfee makes no sense. Okay. Like having him
But
come out, hold on, having him come out and cut that promo. And it was a shoot promo, which was directed to him by the TKO executives. Okay.
mhm,
People remember Ari Emanuel, TKO, and Dever, they own so much. They own so many properties.
yeah,
They got their hands in so many things. Like, one of their biggest thing is the IMG, their talent consultant, right? Like the
mhm,
agent. The Rock belongs to IMG. McAfee belongs to IMG. So this was like, it's coming out now. Even McAfee said it, that this is more or less this promo he cut was a shoot, was something that was kind of directed by Ari himself.
mhm,
So what do we get later on in that show? WWE reacts by sending out Cody and says, shoot from the hip.
mhm,
He does that. So we're getting two shoots. Monday comes, Punk shoots,
mhm.
right? On TKO, on RE, on all of them. Best lines that I heard of those promos. McAfee coming out was like, if you want to equate it to the third man coming up or the NWO, that was like the worst thing in the world, right? And then the shots that Punk took at Rock and things like, okay, so basically what I'm saying is, are we going to see something that you've been talking about? Maybe not the guys that you wanted involved in the angle. Maybe they will be involved, but are we starting to see a TKO versus WWE?
No, it's all BS. So let's break it down. Okay, number one, Ari's a brilliant businessman. Let's be honest. He knows the tickets aren't selling out. He's realizing Punk is not. So here's the thing: Punk gets on Raw and he starts saying lower the ticket prices. Obviously, Punk had to have that approved before he said that. I don't care what they say. We can believe it for the story. It's BS. Punk had to say lower the ticket price. He's trying to be the common man. Punk's always best when he's behind the eight ball and he's punching up at the authority. So now he's the old, out of shape, gray haired guy. He's punching up at Roman. He's punching up at Rock. He's punching up at Ari. He's blaming the ticket sales of why he can't sell the place out. Punk is not a mainstream star. In the wrestling bubble that we're in, he's huge. Outside of that, nobody knows who he is. Who is a big star? Pat McAfee. It's a $95 million media deal from ESPN. He's on College Day. He's everywhere. So this is a one-off for Pat. Like you said, if Orton loses, I'll never come back again. We all know Orton's going to lose now, and Cody's going to keep that belt. So one-off. McAfee is doing Ari a favor. Why is he here? Because WrestleMania isn't selling out.
Why? Because the tickets are too high. But you can't blame it on the show
itself. That's not what we're saying. No, but hold on. So the reason why he's here is because he needs to get the mainstream media talking about WrestleMania. And guess what's happening this morning on all the shows?
No, I get that.
Hold on. So let me finish. So we're talking about Pat McAfee. And it's funny, before he came out, all these guys loved the guy. And now everybody's like, oh, we hate him because Punk is dissing on him. So the reality is, Ari said, come out here. We got to get a buzz going. And Ari's going to lower the ticket prices because he's realizing it's too high. It's not nothing to do with Punk saying this has been the motion for a couple of weeks. So he's going to start lowering them here.
With 2 weeks left, Ari finally realizes he's being a dick with the tickets.
Well, he's hoping, but he was hoping it would sell out. It's not selling out, so we got to make some changes. We'll lower the prices, get close to a sellout. Last night, Raw was. So here's the thing with Raw: they don't tell you. They tell you the attendance now. Yesterday's stadium in Houston held 12,600. They had about 11,000. I think he said 600. They're not selling out anywhere they go now. Two reasons: one, ticket price is too high. Two, Punk is not a big draw. He never has been. We think he is because he gets out there and he talks smack, but he's never been a huge draw.
Even if he's not a huge draw, the biggest factor here, in my opinion, are ticket prices. Because
it's huge. I'm not denying it, but this is why they're doing this.
It's all intertwined. But I mean, TKO is now putting their hands. Like, honestly, I'm starting to really think with some of this stuff that's coming out now from behind the stage, and the shoots that we're starting to see and whatnot, they're bringing some reality into it, right? They're taking all these things, and maybe you're right.
Which is smart by Ari and Sapporo to do this.
Maybe you're right? Like, this is what we want to hear because this is what everyone's talking about.
Yeah, it's smart.
Right? So they're addressing that elephant in the room, and I don't have a problem with it. It's all good. But what I'm saying, what I'm seeing here is that I almost get the feeling that, like, we keep blaming Triple H, we keep blaming this guy, we keep blaming booking, we keep blaming this. Like, dude, the talent has to be blamed because, look, I've said this on other shows as well, okay? Prime example, Rusev and guys like that, okay? You've given them opportunity after opportunity. So you can't say you haven't given these guys a chance to run and have an opportunity. If you're not getting, if the fans aren't buying into you, okay, you and I can open a fucking burger stand, bro. Okay,
Mm,
we can open up and we think our burgers are amazing, but if people don't buy our burgers, it doesn't matter.
exactly.
We can win awards for our burgers. Okay, prime example. In Abbotsford, in the Canadian Tire parking lot, the hot dog guy.
Hmm.
Okay, honestly, dude, it's not a great hot dog. And I'm not going to be mean. I'm not trying to be mean or anything. It's just
Yeah.
for what you're paying for,
Hmm.
I expect a little bit more. Right. So it's that kind of example. Like, okay, yeah, it's a great dog. It's this, it's that. Oh, it's iconic. Well, dude, if you're selling a hot dog for $20 a pop, who wants to
Well,
buy?
the thing with Lully is not really the hot
No,
dog
no, no, no. I'm
itself.
just saying as an
It's the
example.
toppings, the chimichurri, and all that
No, no,
homemade
no. I
stuff you put
get
on.
that, but I
Mhm.
got all that stuff on it. But even at $20, I'm like, opening it up, like, come on.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree with you. Yeah.
Right? Like that's what I'm saying here. It's just like, this is what's happening here on this side as well. It's just kind of
Mhm.
like,
So I'm going to give Ari, I'm going to give Triple H and Superior a little bit of credit here and Bruce because they're realizing this show is dull, boys. We're going to bring up. Yeah, nobody wanted it to be Pat McAfee. They're scrambling around. Like I said, when Randy, I said it on the show a few weeks ago, when Randy made that call, they didn't even know who he was calling. They were scrambling to see who could do it. Last minute Hail Mary to Pat McAfee because ESPN and TKO intertwined. So
yeah,
that's
yeah,
why
yeah,
they
no,
did
no,
it.
no. I get that.
And
I get
so
that completely. But
now,
it just,
now they're saying like we're gonna send Punk out there. We're gonna talk about the ticket price. We're all talking about it. It's smart because it's
but
creating a buzz that they need. So good for
what's
them.
the main topic 2 weeks out of WrestleMania is something that we have been talking on our show for the last fucking year,
Mm-hmm.
bro. Right? Which
Yeah.
puts us heads and tails above everyone else.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. And that's the sad part because we've been saying this, right?
Yeah.
I'm I'll fucking say, I'm the Homer guy. I'm the
Mm-hmm.
WWE guy, right? But when I'm coming out and saying it, it's expected from you because you're that guy. You're the no
Mm-hmm.
nonsense Keith Peterson guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But even I have to say, like, this is stupid. It makes no
Mm-hmm.
sense. I mean, WrestleMania was troubled from the moment they decided to take it out of New Orleans and bring it back to Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Easter's passed, so we're not doing it on Easter weekend there now,
Yeah.
right? We're in regular Vegas weekend where they had the whole town to themselves for 5 days.
I just hope that because I'm actually glad that Pat McAfee took some shots at CM Punk, insinuating you can't sell out this place. That's why I'm here. And McAfee's right. Punk can't sell anything out. However, ticket prices is huge too, both of it. And then Punk comes back at McAfee. So I hope that these guys have some sort of program after this because they can both shoot.
Yeah.
And Punk is not a. So here's Punk's talking about his movies. What movies that guy ever been? He's a C-list, D-list star. He's no movie star. Nobody wants to watch the guy. So besides the hardcore wrestling fans, he's no Roman Reigns, he's no Batista, he's no Rock.
No, 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 I get it,
But it
but
was
just
good.
look at
I'm glad they're taking pot shots at each other because
look,
it's
they're
bringing some
so
realism
desperate.
back.
They're so TKO is so desperate right now that they're bringing Cena back to be the host of WrestleMania.
You know what, dude? I actually like it because you know why?
I don't have a
He's
problem with
entertaining, but
it.
people are mad. Some people are mad about it. But he's not wrestling. He's
No,
hosting.
no, no, no. I get it. It's funny. I just think it's funny what the extent that they're going now because they realize like it's a little too late. You know what I mean? It's like being a catering company and say that you only prepare food for 100 people, but 400 people show up at the door, right?
Yeah.
So
And the one thing, people are praising this Punk promo. It's the same old Punk promo. He sits there and cries about everybody else. He's a forgotten man. He earned this all himself.
yeah, but
The one
dude,
thing that he
dude, dude,
doesn't
dude.
do, the one thing that I think he should have done is he should have took a shot at Triple H. Because you're out there, you're the anti-authority guy. You're doing that again. You're talking about Ari, talking about
We
Rock, you're
are
talking about
starting.
Reigns, all bigger from you. But then why not take a shot at Triple H, the guy who's writing this crap? He won't, because he's Triple H's boy, and Triple H is giving him the stuff he wants. He took a shot at even Vince, called him a weird old man.
Yeah,
When he
yeah,
said
no,
weird old man, I
yeah.
actually thought he's talking about himself, because he is a weird old man. He's an
Okay,
old
so
poop.
here's the thing.
So
You keep
that's
saying
my
punk,
take.
punk, punk, but there's other
Mm-hmm.
guys on this card as well.
No, I'm talking
Remember?
about the promo, though.
No, 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 no. But you're saying selling out WrestleMania. Just saying it's
Well,
punk,
because,
punk. But
yes,
dude, Roman's
it's
on the
all about the
card.
main event.
He's not helping.
Who?
Roman's on the card. Why aren't tickets
Yeah, all of
moving
them.
then?
All the two main event guys are
Right?
not Cody and Punk are not mainstream champions. Will get the casual fan in the building. They don't. Cody has the lowest rated SmackDown of all time under him being champ. So this is what they have to understand. You may like Cody in the back,
Right,
like
but
Cody
we can't
himself,
we
but they don't
can't just
sell.
say it's all Punk. That's because of
No,
Punk, it's not
it's the two
selling.
main events. It's Punk and Cody. Yeah,
Okay, let's just clarify that.
they're
All
not
right.
they're not big stars outside of the ring. It's
Okay,
not.
so we basically get the go home shows. WrestleMania is next week.
Mm-hmm.
So looking forward to it. We get what Raw. I guess we'll find out. I think all the matches are in now. The last match is pretty much we're gonna get it at the last minute, which will probably be Asuka versus Io. Okay, she cut a little promo there talking about it. Asuka did in between the Io match
Mm-hmm.
when she was coming out. So probably that's it. We got 7 matches per night. Today on ESPN at 1:30, probably already happening as we're recording right now. They're going to give us the full listing of
Mm-hmm.
each night. So we're going to know by today, by the end of this recording, what these matches will be. And then
And that SmackDown, dude, it was besides the Cody Rowe, besides the Randy Orton McAfee, it was a horrible SmackDown. I mean, I haven't checked the ratings for that yet because it wasn't out yet prior to the show, but that was brutal. And all people talk about was how bad McAfee was coming out there, but they all loved the guy last time he was on Raw. They go, "Oh my God, he's leaving commentary. We love the guy." Now
can I
that
tell you
they were expecting
what
The Rock, it was never going to be The
exactly
Rock.
exactly what you just said
Mm-hmm.
is what I've been saying, and I've even made thumbnails about it.
Mm-hmm.
Fans are fickle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they'll change on a dime, and then they'll flip their opinion in an instant, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you said,
Yep.
2 seconds before that, everyone loved McAfee.
They did. They loved the guy. Yeah.
Once he walks out and does what he does, everyone hates him. But that's wrestling. You know
Yep.
what I mean?
Yeah.
But we are dealing with the most fickle people in all entertainment. Forget the fan.
I agree.
Forget the companies. Forget the holdings. Forget the board of directors. Forget the wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
The worst people in the wrestling industry are the fans.
Yeah. And one more thing before we bring this baby up, they've been releasing the text messages, and I've said this 2 years ago, and I'm glad it's coming out. They're releasing text messages between Triple H and Nick Khan. And so some of the text messages, Nick would delete them. So he told Triple H, let's go to Signal. Signal is the app where you can't be tracked. If you and I text to a text, the cell phone company has our text so they want it, right? So long story short.
Telegram.
Yeah, so long story short, basically what I was saying was pretty much true, that Triple H was nervous that when Vince made the sale, that he was still in charge and he wanted to be involved in creative. And Triple H, like, I having anxiety, I can't do this. So he didn't want Vince around. I'm about 85% sure now that it's like, I didn't want to say it before, but now I saw the text. You can go read them, they're online. And then Nick Khan was kind of intermediary between the two, you know what I mean? Triple H leaked that story to the Wall Street Journal. 100% he did. You can just tell by the text he didn't want Vince around. He wanted the power. What a snake of a guy. If you just read those text messages, and then Vince wanted to have meetings with them about talent, about the Reigns and Cody Rhodes. He's like, oh, I don't know. And you just got to go read the text. I'm going to put them up on X so everybody can see them. It just kind of goes to show when you ask anybody, what is the one thing Triple H is known for? What are we all going to say? Mary Stephanie, right? And this is why he did that. And then he got a little taste of the power and Vince stepped out. You don't want to give it back up. So I'm pretty positive it was him that leaked that story. Him or Steph or both.
You never know. But here's something that I've been thinking about a little bit here.
Mm-hmm.
And we can talk about this on the next show a little bit. I'll give you a little, I'll plant the seed now, but let you research it a bit, and I will as well. Everything started to go sideways when Nick Khan showed up.
I think he's a real snake in the grass, man.
I think he is the catalyst that created all these problems.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's the reason majority of, because he's not really in WWE anymore, dude. He's more TKO, Endeavor, and Zuffa side. He's not really involved in WWE. Right? You've seen him more since he joined WWE on Zuffa shows than you have in his entirety of WWE. I really feel that Nick Khan is the guy that pulled all the strings to make this happen in a lot of ways. And again, I'm just saying I don't have proof or nothing. I got to go into it. It's just something I've been thinking about.
Triple H said something. So he knew Vince was coming to Raw. Triple H texted Tony Khan, "It's D-Day tomorrow. I'm so nervous, dude. You're a grown man. Okay, you're super rich. This is the boss. This is the guy that made you. Without him, you're just a retired legend that nobody cares about. And we'll see on some podcasts, to be honest. He gave you a spot. And then he told you, go head to head with AEW, and you lost. I get it. It's their development team, so it doesn't really count. But when you were going ahead of AEW, you couldn't outdo Tony Khan. I mean, I get it. You're playing with the B team, so I give him a pass on that. And then you had your heart attack. Vince took over. Then you got mad at Vince because Vince changed the coloring and did all these things, right? And so Triple H comes back. He doesn't want Vince there. And so I think he did everything in his power to help wedge out the old man. I mean, you can read the text and you can kind of see it. And I said it years ago. You can just everything Bret Hart said about Triple H is true. It's in the text messages, right? Like,
he's a back
kind of guy. You know?
It is what it is, man. But think about what I said. You know, I think
Nick definitely played a role in it. I think Vince, honestly, and I think Triple H knew Vince wanted to fire him.
Yeah,
because Vince, the way Triple H was texting, I think Vince should have, before Vince sold, he should have fired Triple H. You're out.
Well, I guess we'll see how these stories go, man.
More texts are coming out, and it's not looking good for Triple H.
I don't know, man. It is what it is, bro. It's all good. I think the dirtiest guy in this whole thing is Nick Khan. You know, like the more I'm looking at it, the more I'm kind of seeing it unfold in my mind and the things I'm
like finding. Vince made the mistake by doing that stupid stuff with Jalbert. I get all that, but for Triple H to like, that's your father-in-law's business. I get it. That's not right what he did. But for you to try to wedge him out of there, you got so much money Triple H suspended.
How do you know? You know, but there were so many people on that board
you can read
that wanted to do it.
Yeah, I know. But just read the text and you'll get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'll check them all out.
Here's a question. Here's one thing I'll say about Triple H that you can't say about Vince or Tony Khan. How much money has Triple H ever spent in his WWE career?
How much, pardon?
How much money has Triple H ever put into WWE? Ever. Zero. What? Everything he's got has come from Vince and come from the fans. How much money did Vince put into it? Everything he's got. And he wants to come in here like it's not your company, dude. And that's what I said on the show when we first did our podcast. And people were saying, "Oh, Vince is going to give the company to Steph and Triple H." I said he'll never give Triple H anything.
Well, I mean, you could say the same for Tony Khan. Really, I mean, it's his dad's money that he's playing with, right? It's not
but at least he's putting, at least with the money that he gets, he's putting Triple H in investing anything. It's all already in Vince's money.
I get it. But I mean, that's kind of a different way.
There's something about that guy.
Why would Triple H invest money into the company he works for?
Well, that's what I'm saying. You wouldn't. You shouldn't. But what I'm saying is, when it's not your money, you can act like he acts. And then last night again, he's out on the show again, involving himself. Like he's just such an egomaniac. You just get so tired of the guy.
One segment, dude. The contract signing and one segment, and it makes sense for him to be in that segment because he's the only authority that they listen to, right?
No, I understand it, but he's involved.
When your good guy's beating up the general, when the good guy's beating up the general manager of the show, then you got to bring out that guy.
Right? No, I understand that. I get that. What I'm saying is, in all the big stories, he involves himself. And like one more thing before we round it up, who went in the Hall of Fame last year?
Last year?
Yeah, like Triple H, right?
Yeah.
Who's going in this year?
His wife. But you can't.
I'm not saying they're not deserving.
You can't. No, yeah.
Them going
that
back
is disturbing. It is what it is, right? But I mean, the Hall of Fame looks kind of good. A lot of people are upset as we wrap this up really quick. Sid is going into the Legacy Hall. I think Bad News is going into the Legacy Hall
because they're both passed away. That's why.
Right. But their families will not be able to come up and do a speech or anything. There's no acceptance speech or nothing, right?
They're just going in and on the screen.
They're just going in, yeah. So there's a little bit of upset people. You're never going to make anyone happy for any of these things, right? So it is what it is. But, congratulations to them to getting in. It's just, I don't know. I guess.
I don't think Bad News Brown's a Hall of Famer personally.
Who? Really?
Not really.
I think he is, man.
We've lowered the bar. I know there is no actual
no.
The bar is so low.
Okay, yeah, but dude, you can't say
Hall of Famer.
You compare Bad News to some of the guys that are in there that shouldn't be in there.
I know, I agree. So many guys should be up there.
Right, but Bad News is one guy that should be in there. I mean, if not, with the proper, pomp and circumstance kind of entrance and Hall of Fame kind of experience, but Legacy Wing, yeah, fine. You're in.
Legacy Wing just means you're passed away when you go in. That's all that means. It's still the real Hall of Fame. The thing about it is that Hall of Fame in any sport is supposed to be for the elite of the elite. Bad News Brown was not the elite of elite. Did he have a good career? Sure. He's not elite of elite. Shouldn't be in there. There's so many guys that shouldn't be in there. And I get it. It's a fake Hall of Fame. It's a production show. There actually is no physical Hall of Fame. So it's all on paper.
Look,
But
they can have
good career. He's not a Hall of Famer.
if they were to spend the money, they can have one of the most amazing Hall of Fames.
Mhm.
Um, just because of all the history and all the things that they have. Like you could really like,
Oh yeah,
have you ever been to the Hockey Hall of Fame?
I have. Yeah,
Right? Like
long
it's
time.
awesome down there, right?
Mhm.
Like it's just you see all the old artifacts. Yeah, some of them are artifacts, you know what I mean? But they
Yeah,
go back from like the 1800s and stuff like that. And to see Lord Stanley and all the interactiveness, like I mean, you could have like a full-time WWE world as the Hall of Fame as well, with all the props and everything that they have there. So I'm
yeah,
surprised they've
yeah. It
never
would be
done that.
amazing. I don't know why
I'm
they don't
surprised
either.
they've never, right? Like, I guess it's where. What would be central for everyone? Because if it's in Florida, it's too far for
No,
people
I'd
in
be
the
like New
West,
York or
right?
something like that.
Yeah, something like that. All right, listen. So next week we will break down, review the show. I want a full recap, my friend, of your experience on Sunday and pictures.
Mhm.
Let's get them out there. Let's show people what you're seeing. And
I'm sure it'll be good. I'm sure it'll be decent.
it'll be fun, man. I mean, live shows are always fun, right? Regardless, right? Just the experience of it, and because it's a brand that you've never actually seen live,
I haven't not
you know,
no.
it's kind of like this, man. Sometimes you go to a concert and you don't really know the band, and then they become one of your favorites. I'm not saying that's going to happen here,
You
but
never know.
you
But
know, you might gain some appreciation for some things that you see and whatnot. So
yeah,
enjoy the show, and next week we'll break down WrestleMania and do all
yeah.
those good things in between. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Bobby Sampson. He is Mr. Chance Michaels.
And in the words of the great ACDC, those that download, like, subscribe to the podcast, we salute you.
We do salute you guys. It is springtime. It is beautiful. Short pants season is in full effect. Please take the time to drive peacefully. Take the time, give yourself time to get wherever you need to. People are in a rush these days. I don't understand
Mhm.
why everyone's going to the same place. It is what it is. But yeah, just look out for yourselves, look out for your family, and most importantly, look out for yourself. Samp and Chance are